Task 7.14, Problem Solving, Analysis and Interpretation. In this exercise, they give us three assets that we need to analyze. The required is the following. Consider the information below. Identify two problems per taxi. Quote amounts to support your opinion. Barry and Brenda and Louisville run a taxi service called BBN Taxi Service. They're concerned that the revenue from the taxi fares has not met their budget of $2 million and that the fuel and repair costs have exceeded the budget of $950,000. They've extracted the following information from the ledger, the fixed asset register, and other records on the last day of the financial year. So they give us the three assets. They give us the date purchased, the cost, accumulated depreciation, amount of revenue brought in per taxi, kilometers covered, fuel repair cost, and the fuel and repair cost per kilometer. In this type of situation, where they ask you to quote amounts, the first thing that you need to realize is that accounting is there to show if you made a profit. What we can do is to go through each one of the taxis and see if per taxi they made a profit. So let's quickly run through this. Amount of revenue brought in was 1080 000 for the first taxi, 288,000 for the second taxi, and for the third taxi, 306,000. That was the total amount for all the kilometers. The taxis had the following kilometers: 120,000, 70,000, and 34,000. Interestingly enough, they give us the total cost, or the fuel and running cost for the whole year, which is under the amount for what we've got for this taxi. Total running cost is more than the income for this taxi and is less for this taxi. However, they give us the per kilometer total. So the cost for each one will be as follows: R6.10 for this one, for the first one, R4.80 for the second taxi, and for the third one, R4.70. Let's go and calculate the income per taxi. We'll take the 1080, divide that by the 120,000 kilometers. That will give us an income of R9. For the second one, we would take the 288,000, divide that by the 70,000, and that gives us R4.11 income for the second taxi. Third taxi, 306,000 divided by the 34,000 kilometers gives us exactly R9. Just from the outset, we can see this one is making a profit. The R9 minus the R6.10 gives us R2.90 profit. This one, however, is making a loss because we've only got R4.11 income per kilometer and we've got R4.80 expense per kilometer. So it gives us 69 cents per kilometer loss. This one, the 9 Rand minus the 4 Rand 70, gives us 4 Rand 30 profit per kilometer. Therefore, the reasons, we need to give 2 reasons per taxi. This one, we can say there's a loss, straight out. There's not enough revenue coming in for the amount of expenses. So why is it creating a loss? Is the theft, fraud by the driver? I'm not sure, but there's a loss. So there's a lack of revenue. The revenue is not covering the expenses. And so the second one is, where's the loss coming from? For this particular one, yeah, it's making a nice 2 Rand 90 profit per kilometer. However, this was purchased a long time ago. Even so much, it is only worth 1 Rand at this particular stage. So it's a very old asset. So yes, it's running a lot of kilometers, 120,000. But the cost to operate far exceeds the other two. So it's a very old asset, and there's high costs as compared to the other two. So the 2 reasons there. The first one, it's a very old asset. By looking at the depreciation or accumulated depreciation, it's already done. It's worth 1 Rand, and it's got very high operating costs. And the reason why it's very high operating costs is because it's most likely old. The second one we looked at, the income is only 288,000, expenses are 336,000. Theft or whatever. Third one is very interesting. It's not making a lot of money, but at the end of the day, per kilometer, it is making a high profit per kilometer. However, if we look at the amount of kilometers done in 1 year, this one's done 70,000, this one's done 34,000. So this one, for 12 months, if we take this, the 34,000 kilometers divided by 12 months gives us 2,833 kilometers per month. Divide that, let's say, for example, just by 25 days. It gives us 113 kilometers a day that the taxi drove. So definitely, this taxi is underutilized with respect to the other 2 taxis. This one hasn't even done half of the kilometers this one has done. Therefore, and if we take a look at the running costs, the running cost is also very low, yes, due to the amount of kilometers it ran. But yeah, it's underutilized and the running costs are low. It should be used more. And that concludes exercise 7.14.